All right, class, this is the introduction to the XYZ Homework .com. This is what we use for our homework as well as exams as well as everything else in the pre-algebra and the algebra classes. So if you have used this already for your pre-algebra class or your introductory algebra class and you already know what's going on, so let me guide you through what you need to know. And then we'll start with people that have never seen this before because that'll be a longer explanation. So real quick here, if you have used xyzhomework.com in the past, all you got to do is log in like you normally would log in with your credentials. And then you'll see a little spot all the way down here. It says enroll in a new class. Enroll in a new class, you want to click that little button and you're almost there. All you got to do is put in the digits of 15941. And you click 15941. Click enroll now and you'll be where you need to be. All right, and let me show you where you're going to end up just to make sure you did. Let me go to account home again. You're going to end up, and I think it says click into the class or something. You'll end up with something that looks like this. Notice the same number here, 15941, and the title should be West Hills Community College Coalinga 2018 Fall Math 63 C04. If you're good, you got there already, and you know what the calendar is all about, go for it, okay, since you know what the calendar is all about. So let me now log back out. Let me talk to the people that have, or if you want to use a refresher course about all this good stuff here, let's go for it here. Let's log out as if this is new, all new to me. All right, so now the people that have never seen xyzhomework.com ever, have never used it, let's go for it. This is a little bit more thorough explanation on how you log into it, and all the people need a refresher course as well. Let's go through it again as well. So real quick here, you're not going to have a login yet. You're going to register as a new student. That's what you need to do. And if you want to, you can open up this little user guide. It kind of will go through the steps of how you enroll in the class. Just kind of handy little dandy thing so you can have in front of you. You will need an email address. That is going to be your username. And then you will need a course ID, which we talked about as 15941. That's gonna put you into this class. All right, so let's go for it here. How do you enroll in a new student? Click this little button right here. First name, last name, your email address, a passcode, confirm it. You're gonna click I agree, and then it's gonna ask for an access code. Now an access code that's what you need to have in order to have a permanent trial. Notice this is just a 15-day free trial. So an access code allows you to have this for 1 year access. But the course ID number, that is what puts you into the class. So for sure, put in the course ID number to get in this class, and then we'll find out. And then you can find out if you want to stay in the class. If you do want to stay in the class, then pay. It's like $40 or $30 in order to have this as an account for the year. Okay, it's going to kick you back out once you do that. Then you're going to have to log in, and you put in your email address, put in the word that you have, and then sitting right here, you should have, since you put in your course ID number, you should have West Hills College Coalinga 2018 Fall Math 63 C04. That is our class. Let me go into it, and let me give you your view. This is your view of what it looks like right here. It's going to have your name right here. It's going to have the course number right there. All right, so let's go. Introduction to xyzhomework.com. First things first, this calendar pops up, and you could, if you like, you can make this into however long you want. You see the whole entire semester, just put in 18 or 19. Here's your whole entire semester. Let's take a look at the calendar here. So what I did is for next week, what I did was I put everything due on Friday because I told you by Wednesday you should have this account all up and running, and it kind of gives you a whole week in order to catch up on the homework. After that, since Chapter 2 and Chapter 3 are pretty much stuff we've covered in the introductory algebra class, I put it in as 4 things a week, or 4 things to complete per week. Then after that, I try to stagger it as much as possible to be just 3 things to do per week to finish up the course. So it's either a chapter test or it is a section. Chapter test right here. I'm reserving this spot, and it looks like we're going to have a midterm not on the week of the 15th. I was off by 1 week. Looks like we're going to have it on the week of the 22nd. So I'll keep you posted with that even some more. All right. And then I just accommodated for holidays, that's all. So instead of the test for Chapter 7 being here, that's Veterans Day holiday, I moved it up to Thursday, or to Tuesday. I had to accommodate for Thanksgiving Day holiday here, so 8-5 went over here. And then sometime during that week right there, on the 10th to the 14th, you'll have a final. So we'll see how that shows up. Okay, so you usually won't need that many weeks, so the default is 4. I like to keep it at 4. And before we get to the calendar, if you want to get to the sections you need to do, just click on the day that they're due, and this pops up, and this is a link to your homework here. But before you do that, let's kind of jump down here just for a little bit here. This little guy is called an answer guide, and unless you want to learn computer code, how to enter all this funky math notation, it says that whenever there's math notation that needs to be done, there's going to be up yellow box with a up arrow inside it. That's a math quill, and it opens up this little guy right here. So you should be able to enter fractions, exponents, a square root, any kind of root, absolute value, parentheses, pi, infinity, and does not exist. All those should be just fine arrow keys to get you where you need to go, and it's going to get a little bit used to here. And so you want to use this math quill if you're not comfortable, because this is what's going to happen here. Just kind of preview button here. In order to put this in, this is like chapter 6, I think, or chapter 7. You'll have to know this code, and that's not what you want to learn. This is not code language in mathematics here. So you're going to use this math quill pretty much to enter it exactly how you see it on your sheet of paper. As you finish up the homework, you're going to click Save, and you're good to go. To double check your work, there's a little preview button. So when you click it, it's going to say, you just want to match up. That is what you had on your sheet of paper. That's what the preview button is for. And if the answer kind of matches what you should be doing in the problem, it's going to say syntax okay, which means everything is good here. You're not missing any parentheses, and all that is there. Okay, if you do want to kind of quickly learn how to put in math language and math code, you can do that. There's like division problem, division or a slash, and that means divide. If you want to put in greater than or equal to, you put in a greater than symbol, equal to symbol, and then it turns out this right here in the preview button. So again, this if you want to know how to enter computer language, you can do that, but you can have this in front of you. But most likely what you want to do is just use the math quill in order to enter answers. Okay, back out to here. That was that. The other piece that's over here is when you click open the chapter, what's going to happen here, there's a ebook that pops up. Also, you can get to your homework. So this little 1.4 right here is the same thing as 1.4 here. And so that's same thing. And now, if you want more instructional videos by the author, there's some here. If you want to have more videos on factoring, so there's some extra little things from the publisher that are over here in order for you to understand the concept more. All right, but I do want to get to this ebook here. So the ebook here. This is why I said you don't really need a physical textbook if you don't want to. If you want to, please get a physical textbook. But the textbook is all right here. So if we go to 1.4, factorization, if you want to kind of learn just a little bit more about all this good stuff here, you can read the textbook right there. There is all of it right there if I didn't explain it well in the videos. And then for each example problem, there's also videos, for example. So notice right here it says factor the number 60 into product of prime numbers and factor 60 into product of prime numbers. So you have, this is the author right here, and you have his TAs, teacher's assistants. What they did is they made these little videos up. So if I didn't explain something on the video, like, I still don't understand it very well, go over here and you'll have about at least 3 other people explaining the same concept that I explained as well. And this runs through all the way through. So notice 15, the last one right here. That is the last example, 15 in the textbook, right there. And then if you were in a face-to-face class, you also have some paper pencil homework from the back. So this is your paper pencil homework. For the online class, I don't require any of this. It's just going to be the homework here. All right, so that is the ebook. If you like, just kind of to have it, if you want to read some more about what you need to know, and if you want to spend another $30, you can purchase a physical textbook in your hand. But let's go back to this right here, and this is where you're going to complete your homework. This is where you're going to do your chapter tests as well. So let's dive into a few little things here. So 1.4, let's jump to the homework for 1.4. It says a prime number, whole number greater than 1, and we're going to factor in the bottom into prime factors. Notice this little up arrow shows up as well. So I'm going to 5 times 2. I'm going to do it wrong here. Okay, and so when you submit it, it's going to either have a red answer here, and if you have multiple pieces to your answer, some of it's going to be green, some of it's going to be red, just based upon if you answered it correctly or not. All right, so notice you do have only 3 attempts per homework to get this correct. So this is not just do as many as you can forever. You are limited to 3 attempts, and just it kind of forces you to really understand it, study it, as opposed to just guessing and checking here. All right, what's some other stuff here? Notice you have 2 different options here. Post this question to the forum, and if you do that, it's going to go to all the other students in the class. And if you have some students that are ahead of you and they want to help you out, they will answer the question for you. And this is how we communicate with each other as we look at that right there. The other one is if you still don't get an answer from the questions on the forum, then you can message me. And you can go to that, and then I will respond within 24 to 48 hours. And I can respond, especially the one that you are really, really stuck on. All right. And let me grab another one here. Oh, sorry, I was going to show you something here. So if you're going to factor this down, x minus 1, x plus 5. Let me do it this way. You can enter it like this if you like. All right, I'm going to delete that. Or you can click on this right here and then move this off to the side. You can do all the work. So this would require parentheses. This would require x. Let's see, it would be x plus 1 in one set of parentheses, and then you get another parenthesis. It would be x minus 5, and then I'm going to click save. And now, because the syntax, okay, it just means the answer, kind of sort of answer is correct for this right here. Okay, and so when you submit it, there's your green stamp of approval saying that you did it right, and you can keep on going. All right. You can go to a video, or you can show the answer. There it is, and then you can see if you did it correctly or not. Notice my answer and the answer here is actually changed up a little bit. That's fine. Both those are correct. All right, so videos. If you click on video, what's going to happen is it's going to pop up a video of...
Okay, here we have a trinomial to factor.
And those videos right here are connected to here. Let me show you where it's coming from here. If you go to the ebook, remember, we just covered the ebook there, right? This would be example. Let's go back over here. This would be example. One of these examples here in the textbook. It probably was this right here, example 11 or so in the textbook here. So now remember how I said if you go to the ebook, let me again play around with this just to make sure you know where to. This is strictly the ebook. If you want to find it, if you want to read that for itself, just to make sure you remember where it is, The only thing is it just takes you to the section that you're working on. That's all. It doesn't specifically get you to the problem here. Okay, so that's the same thing as, let me show you where the ebook, again, the ebook, we just covered it earlier over here. If you go back to the front page, it's the same ebook as right here. As you open this up, and it's this one here. All it did was it took you to here, and all that happened when you click the video, it went to the problem that was closest to. Now, sometimes it's pretty good, sometimes it doesn't get you right. So maybe it went to this one right here or something. So if you want to get to the ebook, best way is just to go through that piece there. Okay, let's close this up. All right, hopefully that was just enough of an introduction here. A bit of a long introduction, but there it is here. To check your grades, so since I'm not a student technically, when I click on grades, it's going to do nothing for me. When you click on grades, you should be able to see what's there and go from there. If you want to see the whole calendar, you can do so as well. If you want to see the forums, again, no one has published anything. If you want to help another person out, like, hey, I'm already finished with chapter 1. Let me click on that. Let me see the threads there. Maybe I might help somebody. All right. And then the messages, this is messages from me to you during the semester. So you go over here to see your messages from me. All right. Hopefully that was good enough of an introductory course to xyzhomework.com.